Hi guys, let's start the session now. You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So yesterday we started with networks. A quick recap of what networks are. What is a network? It is a set of interconnected computers. Why? Because they have to cooperate with each other or one another, as the case may be, for purpose of information interchange. The main purpose of networking between computers is because the data and the information exchange should happen, and this happens only because of the network. Okay. Now we have also discussed the types of networks: LAN, PAN, MAN, WAN. PAN, the personal thing, and LAN in a small area, how they are connected. MAN in a city, how they are interconnected to different LAN networks. And WAN is something across the states and countries. Much more wider network. These are the developments in the network industry, and then different components and devices used for networking, router, hub, NIC, and what are the hardware components, how does the circuit work, who is a client, what is a host computer. All these things we have learned yesterday. We were dealing with the cyber laws. What are cyber laws? Cyber law or internet law is the law governing the cyberspace. And the terms cyberspace includes computers, network, software, data storage devices like hardware, USB disks, everything. The internet, websites, email, smartphones, cell phones, ATM machines, all these things come under cyberspace. Not only computers, but the network, software, data storage devices, everything fall under one particular space, that is cyberspace. And cyber laws are the laws which govern this cyberspace. What is right, what is wrong, what can be done, what cannot be done. All these things are dealt in cyber laws. Clear? So what kind of crimes do happen in cyber crimes? What are the different types of cyber crimes, and how cyber law deal these crimes? Okay. What are cyber crimes? First, let us understand what cyber crimes are exactly. Cyber crimes are unlawful acts where the computer is used either as a tool or a target or both. What do they do to the computer in cyber crimes? They do some unlawful acts which are not okay by the law, which is not good. They do such types of crimes. And where do these crimes happen? They happen either to the computer or either to the tool, or they target both the tool and the computer. Okay. One example can be electronic and digital signatures. You all know what electronic and digital signatures are, right? These days we see so many electronic and digital signatures. The documentation work is happening through that. So forgery is one big threat because of these cyber crimes. And it is not good. If they do that, some important documentation forgery, if they do, it leads to many adverse effects. Intellectual property. We have also discussed about intellectual property. Sorry, I have unmuted it again. By mistake, I have muted the audio. Intellectual property, as we have discussed yesterday, the problems caused because of cyber crimes in intellectual property. Okay, data protection and privacy. The data has to be safe. These days, because of digitization, our personal data is almost everything is on the digital platform. So it is very important to protect the data and to protect the privacy of the individual, so that there will not be any kind of data breach happening, right? So cyber law helps in that. According to the cyber law, the data has to be protected and privacy of the individual has to be kept. If there are some people who are misusing it, who are misusing the data available in the digital platforms, they can be treated as criminals, and it is against the cyber law. Types of cyber crimes. Basically, we can divide them into two types, broadly divide them into two types. One, the computer as a target. If that is like they are attacking the computer, they are attacking the machine. Machine is attacked. When the machine is attacked, what do? They hack the machine. All the information which is in the machine will be seen. Even they can have access to all the information in your particular personal computer or in your particular machine. So what does hacking do? It gives access to the other person as well. He hacks your computer and he has the information, all the information which is stored in the machine. Virus attack, we see it very regularly. They send some emails, spam emails, and or some link to your mobile or some link to your email. If we open that, they attack the device with the virus, which is again a type of cyber crime. And that is the reason we say that when there are unknown links coming from unknown numbers, never try to open them. There is always a danger of hacking your device. Okay, so be very careful. With the rise of technology, how it has become very easy for the people to misuse the technology as well. How we are using the technology, even the misuse of technology has also increased. Yes or no? So we have to be very careful. We cannot let our personal information pass easily. Correct? So it is very important for us. Even we have to be careful from our side. Sometimes, even though we are careful, it happens. But when we know these are few tricks, we have to be careful from our end as well. Okay, that is one kind of cyber crime. The second one is computer as a weapon. Using the computer as a weapon, they commit crimes, big time crimes, terrorism, IPR violation, again, intellectual property rights ka violation, credit card fraud. So we listen to it. No, most, I have also listened from one of my friends. Many are educated and they have access to everything, but still sometimes they get fooled because we never know how are they committing the crime. They are so advanced with the technology that they commit the crime. With our name, they may send some mails to anonymous persons, which may lead to some dangerous things. So we have to be very careful. When we are letting our information out, we have to be very careful. Even a small SIM card can also lead to many dangerous things. So we have to be very careful from where we are taking, what kind of information we are giving. Because cyber terrorism, so these days it is growing like anything. How much technology we are using, they have more advanced technology than it, and they are more educated than us. They have all the loopholes. They know about all the loopholes which happens in the digital platform. So we need to be very careful. This is one of the biggest crime which is happening on the digital space, cyber terrorism. IPR violation, again, intellectual property rights. Every company has their own uh, Yesterday I have given you the example of logo. In the same way, or every company, a book, everybody has a copyright act. All these things fall under intellectual property rights. They have copyrighted their book. They have copyrighted their logo. They have copyrighted their company. They have copyrighted their product. So what do the people do? With the help of technology, they try to duplicate that and sell duplicate products for the same price. So what is happening? The company is losing its reputation. At the same time, we are spending so much of money and not getting the quality product. So IPR violation is also biggest threat. It is very easy for them to manipulate all these things. And credit card frauds, so every day we hear. That is the reason we never, they say never share your OTP. In the every message they will be sending, don't share your OTP, don't share your passwords openly. When you see everything these days, you are storing in your mobile. In a small device, you are storing everything. So it is very important for you to be safe. You have to lock all the apps which you use, especially when the many transactions are happening. You can log the things, you can keep it very safe. Otherwise, there are many frauds which are happening, especially through credit cards. So they do shopping in they do shopping and we get the bill, and end of the day we don't know how it has happened. So all these things come under cyber crime. Few important cyber crimes which are happening are hacking, as we have already discussed, virus attack, denial of service activities, forgery is the biggest threat, IPR violations, defamation. Defamation, what is defamation? They use somebody's name and defame them. They are not the people who are doing it. For example, they hacked, if somebody has hacked somebody's FB page or Instagram page, they may post some bad things or some obscene things on their page. It doesn't mean that that person has did it. He doesn't know that somebody is accessing his FB account or his Insta account or his social networking sites ka account. We think that this person is posting such stupid posts, such bad posts. So what happens? You are defaming the name of the other person who is actually the owner of that particular social networking page. You are defaming his attitude, you are defaming his image, correct? So this is also happening. That is, these days so we see many people sending a message in FB stating that my page has been hacked, please do not respond to any messages or do not transfer money. These days so I'm seeing it a lot. And also they are posting some bad posts, some obscene posts on their name, which is not at all good. Cyber stalking, it's like with the help of technology, they keep constant eye on you. What are you doing? Where are you going? Everything they come to know. Cyber stalking. With the help of technology, they know what you are doing 24/7. Identity theft. That is, they take your identity and they start acting like you, because we never see what is happening on the digital platform, so we think it is you. So that is also one of the biggest crime which is happening in the cyber space. And what are the laws in India that are protecting the digital space? It has come into existence in 2000, in the year 2000, on 17th of October. It is called as Information Technology Act, the IT Act. Many of us know it. The IT Act 2000, and it has come into existence force from 17th of October 2000. What does it do? It provides the legal recognition to electronic commerce and to facilitate filing the electronic records with the government. Any kind of data which you have, it will be filed with government in form of electronic records. All the data will be preserved by the government. IT Act also penalizes various cyber crimes and it provides strict punishments. IT Act, when they expose these cyber crimes, no, there are strict punishments which are given. Sometimes sometimes jail, they will be imprisoned for an year or so, and also the compensation, money compensation is also more. It is like somewhere between 1 lakh, 1 crore, 1.5 crore. When they come to know about these cyber criminals, no, the punishments are very, very strict. That it is very difficult to catch hold of them. But yes, at the same time, the punishments are also very strict. Investigation of cyber crimes is done in accordance with provision of the Code of Criminal Procedure and the IT Act. Investigation will be done with reference to the Code of Criminal Procedure and IT Act. Digital evidence. He is the criminal. Karke, we need to collect the digital evidence, and that digital evidence has to be proved in the court as per the provisions of Indian Evidence Act. Not only digital crime, but also any crime, you should have a proper evidence, and that evidence should be proved in the court of law. In the same way, digital evidence should also be proved in the court of law according to Indian Evidence Act. In case of bank records, the provisions, if it is related to bank records and all these things, that happens under Bankers Book Evidence Act. Okay, these are the important cyber laws in India. Am I clear? So let's do a quick recap of what networks are. Networks, what are networks, different types of networks, network devices and components. We have dealt with internet emergence, how it has happened and all those things. Laws relating to cyber medium, what are cyber crimes, types of cyber crimes, cyber laws in India, and that is with that particular chapter. We are done with the unit 6. Fine. Now let's move into unit 6, that is multimedia. Any doubts in the previous unit, or shall we move on to the next? Fine then, I am moving on to the next unit, that is multimedia. Now guys, tell me what multimedia is. What do you know by multimedia? What is multi? Multi means? You can tell the answer, or you can write it in the chat box. What is multi? Multi means many. Multimedia, the name itself says, when many types of media are accumulated at a place, when many types of media are accumulated at a place, then it becomes multimedia. At a single point of time, you will access many media forms, that is audio, video, print, animation, everything. Okay, that is, the name itself says multimedia. So many forms of media at a time. In simple terms, when it comes to definition, I'll just read it out for you. Multimedia is a form of communication that combines different content forms such as text, audio, images, animations, or video into a single interactive presentation. Clear? A very simple definition. What does multimedia do? It is, again, multimedia is also a form of communication. In this form of communication, what happens? It combines all forms of media. That is like the text, audio, images, animation, video, everything, different forms of content are presented in a single interactive presentation. That is called as multimedia. Multimedia is the field concerned with computer controlled integration of text, graphics, drawings, still and moving images, that is your video, animation, audio, and any other media, where every type of information can be represented, stored, transmitted, and processed digitally. Okay, this is more detailed form of definition. Okay, all the things are controlled by computer, by the machine, by the device, and different forms of content like text, animation, audio, video. Everything can be represented at a time or stored or transmitted or processed digitally. Okay, let's move on. Components of multimedia. Text. What is a text? We all know what text is. It is nothing but text has various fonts and sizes to suit the professional presentation of multimedia software. Whatever you type, the text, the content you type, that is the text component. Okay, and the text component, how multimedia uses it, it has particular fonts and sizes, and the multimedia software will process that particular information fed by you to the device. Text is something which the content which is related to the typing things. Whenever you can read all the things, okay, that is the text. It is in alphabetical form. It is in word form. Graphics. What are graphics? Graphics beautify the content. The content is beautified by the graphics. They make it more attractive, colorful. They grab the attention because of its beauty, because of its colorful presentation. Okay, graphics makes multimedia application more attractive. And basically there are two types of graphics: bitmap images and vector graphics. What are bitmap images? Are the real-time images. When you capture the image in your device, when you take a photograph in your mobile, and uh, using your device, you again beautify this particular image which was taken by you by editing it, by adding few filters. You do all these things, and then you save the image. So these are called as bit images. These images can be used along with your text as well to make it more presentable. And what are vector graphics? Vector graphics are something which you draw for yourself. They are drawn on the computer. Corel Draw may you draw few pictures. All these come in the vector graphics, whereas bitmap images are real-time images. These are real-time images taken by you. Vector graphics are drawn by the artist or by you yourself. Okay, clear? Now next element is audio. What is audio? I'm speaking to you, you can hear me, that is audio. Something related to sound. The sound element of multimedia is nothing but the audio component. Multimedia uses digital audio. When you record something, the waves which come out from your voice, from your sound, will be digitized. And that digital audio is again used in your projection or in your presentation. Digital audios are always very clear, and you have different softwares to transform your audio into digital format, to transform your sound into digital format. Okay. Video. Video, what is video? The moving images, action can be seen, the feelings can be seen, the emotions can be presented. You can see the person who is talking to you, who is enacting the act. Everything, when you see it with your eyes, it becomes an video. The term video refers to the moving pictures accompanied by the sound. Moving pictures accompanied by the sound. Video element of multimedia application gives a lot of information in small duration of time. Yes or no? When you see a video or when you see a small ad for 30 seconds or 40 seconds, it immediately grabs your attention. For example, you're seeing an ad in a social networking site or in a television. When you see it visually, you tend to understand more quickly. When the same information you listen in radio, you have to listen it once or twice. Whereas in video, as soon as you see it, you tend to understand what the information is all about, what the ad is all about. So what does the video do? It helps to give a lot of information in a little span of time, and it is more impactful as well. And how do multimedia use this video? They again convert it into digital videos, and digital video is useful in multimedia application for showing the real life objects. Okay, digital videos are used in multimedia for showing the objects. Digital video files can be stored like any other files in the computer. Same like any other file, the digital video files. Nowadays, though, they are all digital video files. Before and all, you have tapes and all these things. But now, everything is digitized. So, all the video files and audio files are in digital form. And they are very easily saved in the computer with a good quality. Okay. And they can be maintained for many years as well. The quality can be maintained for many years. The digital video files can be transferred within the computer network. The digital video clips can be edited. Editing is also very easy. When they are digitized, the editing becomes very easy. Components of multimedia. The last one in the components of multimedia is animation. What we have known: text, graphics, audio, video, and animation. What is animation? Animation is a process of making static image look like it is moving. So what do? They have an image which is created by us. The image is created by us, and it is, though it is a static image, it looks like as if it is moving. It is talking. It is performing the act. Animation is a very popular tool application in multimedia. Animation makes the multimedia more and more beautiful. Many of them are interested in animated images as well. These days we also see many animated ads where the character is created by the animator, and that character will represent the product. For example, Amul ka product, Amul girl is an animated character. Yes or no? Amul girl is an animated character. She is not a real-time character. But we tend to associate ourselves with that particular character. Whenever we say that girl with polka dots, we try to associate her with Amul. Immediately with Amul. Yes or no? So that is animation. When you create something and that static image, you make it like moving image, that is called as the animation technology. And in multimedia, it is one of the important components. Example is the Amul girl, whatever I have said. You tend to remember her with the brand Amul. And that character is an animated character. Any doubts still here? Should I move on? Tools of multimedia. Okay. Delivered in two types. It can be live or recorded presentation. Multimedia presentations can be either live or it can be recorded as well. In the second case, it is the interactive multimedia. What is interactive multimedia? Interactive means we interact. It is a two-way process. Games and simulations which may be used in real and virtual environment. These are the forms of interactive multimedia. You can see this happening in games, simulation and virtual environments. The artificial, it is not real, but we tend to see it as an real-time image. The virtual reality, the simulated virtual reality, all these come under the interactive multimedia form. Especially gaming sector is completely interactive multimedia. Gaming sector is completely interactive multimedia. We tend to associate ourselves with the characters in the game. You give yourself a name and start playing the game. Virtual environment may you create your own character, you involve in that character, you become the character, you play in the character, you are completely submerged in that particular character. Clear? That is the second type of multimedia, interactive multimedia, and gaming sector is using it. Okay. Basic tools required for multimedia are text-based editing tools. That is, whatever text you type, whatever detailing you type or you give, that has to be edited again. So the tools used for editing the text come under text-based editing tools. Graphical tools. Your graphics will be edited under graphical tools. Sound editing tools. Your audio will be edited under the sound editing tools. Animation, video, and digital movie tools. Why do they use this? To edit the video. To edit the video, we use the movie tools like your Adobe Premiere. All these things come under movie tools. Sound editing also, you have many sound editing tools like Nuendo. All these things will come under the sound editing tools. Using these editing tools, these softwares, they tend to edit the text, graphics, sound, and video. A detailed understanding of what text-based editing tool is. This is a software that you commonly find in your personal computers also. Word processors are usually a part of Office suite. You can edit your text in your personal computer, and it is in almost in all the computers, in your personal computers, it is commonly found, very commonly found software, word processors in the Office suite. Okay, and you can edit your text via these editing tools. The word processors are used for creating project letters, invoice, storyboards. All these things can be created. Invoices have a different format. Project letters has a format. Storyboards have a format. Maybe if your electronic media classes have started, you might understand the format of storyboard as well. One side you have image and the other side you have description of it. All these things can be created on your computer screen. They allow embedded multimedia elements. The commonly known word processor is MS Office or Microsoft Word. Sorry, MS Word or Microsoft Word. In Word itself, you can do all these things. You will be doing it, right? Whenever you draft something, we do many things. So all these things come under the text-based editing tools. The next is graphic tool. The graphic tools include painting and drawing tools, 3D modeling tools, image editing tools. Examples are CorelDRAW, Photoshop, or some of the popular examples of image editing softwares. Okay. Photoshop and CorelDRAW are very commonly known softwares, and most of you might have also worked under them. Photoshop is very easy, and most of you might have edited your photos using this particular software. So what do graphic tools do? Graphic tools, you can edit images. The 3D in graphic tools itself, you have 3D modeling tools. Generally, When we see something in the computer, it has two axes, x-axis and y-axis. The length and the breadth can be known, the x-axis and the y-axis. Whereas in 3D modeling tools, you also have a z-axis. What does z-axis do? Z-axis gives the depth to the image. It gives the depth to the image. When it gives the depth, you can see it as a complete image, like a round can be seen as a round. Not only x and y, but also the z-axis, which gives depth to it. It can be seen in the form of a globe. Okay. So the z-axis represents the depth, and examples for 3D modeling tools are 3D Studio Max, AC3D, Maya. All these are softwares which are used for 3D modeling. Image editing tools. What are image editing tools? These tools are used to edit images and pictures of all formats. There are many formats, right? Bitmap, JPEG, all these are different formats of images. And any kind of format can be edited in image editing tools. Example for one of the good software is Adobe Photoshop. Sound editing tools. Here, what do they do? What do these softwares do? These softwares edit the sound. These softwares edit the dialogue or the voice. They take how much ever is required and the remaining part will be deleted. And they can increase or reduce or add one more wave under it. And the software and the sound is edited. They can always add a BGM to your voice, or they can always add a BGM to the dialogue. BGM is background music. When you're speaking, a music that follows your voice, a very low music which follows your dialogue. It is the BGM, background music. Using the software, using the sound editing tools, all these things can be done. Just a second. The sound editing software can process and edit sound files saved in different formats. Example for sound editing softwares are Cool Edit, Sound Edit, MP3 Cutter. All these are examples for sound editing softwares. You also in big radio stations, you have sound editing softwares. Whenever the RJ speaks, if it is a recorded show, they will add the BGM and play those audio bites in between the songs. These are all only because of the audio editing softwares. There are different types of audio editing softwares available in the market. And the sound editing is done using this software. Even the music directors, when they record a track, an audio track is recorded, the recorded track is edited, a background music is added to it, and the same audio track can be kept in two layers, layer 1 and layer 2. What does it do? It gives the depth to the audio. It gives more depth to the audio. A single track may not have so much of depth, but if it is in double track, there will be a depth added to the audio. It depends. If your voice is very pale, they use this technique to give depth to your voice, to make it more impactful, to make it more visual, to make it more attractive. They may add beautiful background tones to it. Okay, these are all the techniques which they use in editing, in sound editing. And to use all these techniques, we definitely need softwares. And these are the few examples of the softwares. Next, animation, video, and digital movie tools. These tools are related to video editing. In simple terms, the tools which are related to video editing come under this. Animation is the rapid display of a sequence of images, whether it is 2D or 3D or artwork or model positions or anything. It is an illusion of movement. Animation and digital movies are sequencing of bit-mapped graphic scenes which are played back rapidly to form an illusion of motion. What happens? You have to show that movement, right? To show the movement in video, the scenes are played back rapidly to create the illusion, in especially in animation. Okay, and if it is an direct video recording, you can again do the sequencing at the same time. The editing can also be done. Whatever the unwanted thing, you can just remove it, and whatever is the wanted, whatever you need, you can just retrieve it and store it in the data. These are, and that's how you progress the editing as well. That's how you progress in the video editing. And there are many softwares which are helpful in doing the video editing more effectively. Few are Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro. They are very widely used softwares, Premiere and Final Cut Pro. Okay. These are different tools of multimedia. Now let's move on to multimedia in entertainment industry. Multimedia in entertainment is seen in the entertainment industry like mainstream cinema, animated films, media and advertising, and most importantly in the gaming sector. Multimedia has gained a wide recognition these days, and most of the entertainment industry is actually relied upon multimedia. Not only the mainstream cinema, animated films, advertising, but also the gaming sector. Gaming sector is evolving and growing like anything these days. And multimedia is definitely helpful in doing that. Now next, moving on to virtual reality. We have discussed what virtual reality is. It is a new form of technology which creates an illusion of reality. It is not reality, but it creates an illusion of reality in your mind, and it may include, you feel that as if you are moving, as if you are touching. It creates such kind of illusion in your mind. Okay, so that is virtual or simulated virtual reality technologies allows a user to play a participative role. You are participating, you feel the game, you feel the touch, you move yourself, you also move along with the accessories, whatever you have, you also tend to move. You feel as if you are touching somebody, as if you are touching the ball, as if you are slapping somebody, as if you are doing, as if you are playing the game, as if it is a real football ground. You feel it is really happening. That is what is called as virtual reality.
We do play
Simulated
PS4 games.
virtual technologies allow a
PS4
user
games
to
in
play a
PS4.
participative role in the center of action by not only seeing and hearing surroundings, but also manipulating them with with one's own body movement. See here, you tend to move. You also tend to move. Okay, you don't only you not only see what is happening, you not only hear what is happening in your surroundings, but this technology also manipulates you that as if you yourself are present there, and you tend to move your body according to the action required in that particular situation. You tend to move. That is what is called as virtual reality. Okay. There has been a tremendous change in the audio system over the years. With the growth of new digital audio technologies like Dolby digital sound systems, digital theater systems, the audio systems have become very impactful, very effectful. And these new technologies have been a tremendous change for the audio system altogether. Okay. Multimedia in education. how multimedia is helping out the education industry to grow, to make it more interactive, to make it more presentable, to make it more interesting. How multimedia has made the education industry more impactful, more interesting, more interactive. We will understand here. Okay. Multimedia technologies offer extraordinary facilities in data storage and data management and archiving the information. The first and important thing, the first thing which they are telling is like, definitely when you do something digitally, it is always easy for you to store the data. The database management is also very easy. You can archive the information. That means you can store the information in form of files. And whenever the student needs the information, you can always send the information to the student. Though it has been, the class has been presented probably around 3-4 months back, because you have a database, a data is stored in form of files, you can always share that information with your student. Definitely, the person can again listen to what has happened 3-4 months back ka class mein, what was the teacher teaching. He can again listen to it. He can again try to understand it. So it is very useful for storing the data and the information. Training and education is one of the most important areas in multimedia application. The digitized lessons can be, not and be, there is a spelling error. The digitized lessons can be replayed a number of times. Government of India under Human Resources Ministry, HRM, they have started these taking e-content lessons and all. You are aware of that? You will be listening to these e-content programs and all, which are produced by Government of India, Swayam portal. In Swayam portal, have you guys been to it anytime? Logged into it anytime? Anyways, so in this portal, what do? Is they take up the syllabus, they take up the topics, the professors or the lecturers will record the sessions, record the lessons, the questions, everything is recorded, and these recorded lessons are digitized and are kept in the portal, so that the students can view them whenever they are accessible to it. The time limit, everything is there. So the students can always view those lessons whenever they get the time. And not only once, they can replay it many times, again and again, till they understand. They can listen to this lesson. That may not happen in classroom teaching, because you cannot listen to it again and again. When the teacher comes to the classroom, he physically explains you something. When you have some doubts, he clears the doubts and he moves out of the class. You may go to him once and check for the doubts once again, but you cannot ask him to replay the same lecture again and again. Whereas in digitized lessons, you can always replay the lessons number of times, as many times as you want. Okay. And government has tie-ups with many of the EMRCs, Educational Multimedia Research Centers, and they are producing these digital lessons which will benefit the students. This is happening. And you can also always log into these portals and go through and check for your subject and always listen to these lessons. It will be useful. Growing popularity of e-learning and online education. The online learning has opened the gateway for global access to quality education. Initially, now sitting in Hyderabad or sitting in India, I can register myself with a university which is not based in India, a university which is from London or from US or from Australia, and I can attend the online sessions. Okay. And why is this happening? This is happening because of online learning. You get gateway to the global, you have the access globally, and also you get quality education because of the growing online learning popularity. Okay. A two-way video conferencing with teachers happen. Video or audio conferencing, because of which there is always an interaction between the student and teacher. Student, somebody said please that. Yes, yes, Bhargav, correct. So what happens is, because of this video and audio conferencing, the teachers and students have access to each other. They can interact and the communication becomes a two-way process. And in two-way communication, the learning becomes more impactful and more effective. Correct? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Without any communication, there will be no understanding what's happening.
Yes. Okay, good. Chalo, am I clear till here? About e-learning, about online education, global access to quality of education, all these things are happening only because of evolution in technologies, evolution in digital technologies, and with the help of multimedia as a tool. Multimedia and web, we have already learned about the HTML. It is the language which is understood by the machine, by the device, and that in turn sends the message to us in the understandable format to the human beings. We have discussed about the HTML, right? Used to express the content and visual formatting of a web page. Is a tag language based on standard generalized markup language, which is a much broader language used to define markup languages for particular purposes. HTML contains tags that define how text is to be formatted, the font, size, color, and so on, so that the display will be more clear and more impactful. We have already learned about HTML, hypertext markup language, in the last session. So I'm not going into detail of it. So this language also helps to make the display more and more attractive, clear, and understandable. Okay. Multimedia production. A multimedia production requires a team of professionals who look after various stages of production. Though it is, if it is normal production or a multimedia production also, there are many people, many professionals who look into the different stages of production. Maybe you have learned it in your production class. Do you have electronic media sessions going on? If so, you will understand this very easily. There are different stages in production. And there are many professionals who are involved in the production. Project director, a graphic designer, production artist, producer, project manager, the writer, sound engineer or sound editor, sound designer, videographer, animators, and programmers. So many professionals come together to come up, these set of professionals come together to come up with a wonderful production, Okay. What are the different steps which are included in the production? Concept design. First, they need to develop a design and a concept for what that particular production is all about. Without a concept, you cannot simply go and start the production work. You have to have a concept. I want to do an ad on some particular product. Whatever the product it is, I want to do an ad relating to that particular product. maybe a new launch. Think of a new launch. Give me an example. What can we take? A product. Give me one product. Guys, give me one product. Any product. Nothing is coming into the mind. Anyways, chalo, you are launching some product. Some X product is being launched by the company. So they come to you. They want a complete production happening. So how do you start it? You first analyze what the product is all about. When are they launching it? Who the target audience are? You all know who target audience, right? To whom the product is targeted. Definitely the product should be targeted to someone, right? To whom the product is targeted, they are called as target audience. Where are they launching it? That is the geographical boundary. Whether it is locally launched or nationally launched or internationally launched. All these details you get from the company. You get from the company. Understanding the product, you try to develop a concept to advertise that particular product. That is the stage one. The concept is designed in the stage one. Next, the content and information. The content and information that goes into the development of the ad. The content and information that goes into the development of the ad. This content include the text, the sound, the video, everything, and the information about that particular product. I'm taking an example and I am telling how it develops. Okay. Navigation. What is navigation? If
moving away from one page to another page, no? Means like we are searching a page, means like a web page on certain content and moving away to another.
Yes, that is navigating. So how do the navigation happen when you design a particular ad? When they log in into your particular page, how do they come? How do they exit the page? The flow, everything is understood in your navigation. How do the web page navigate? Okay, that is the next step. The other one is aesthetic design. Aesthetic designing is the design layout, the layout factor of it. How does it look good? What content has to be embedded into it? The information, everything. How the storyboard, basically how the storyboard looks, goes into the aesthetic design. And the last thing is planning. How do the planning happen? You are developing an ad. You are developing an ad for a complete product, for one particular product. You are doing the production from A to Z. You are producing everything. So there should be a proper planning of it, when it has to be launched, to whom the ads should go, the budget which is going into it, how many people are involved into it, at what stages, what is the development of that particular production. Everything will be in the planning part. You have to plan from step 1 to the end. All the steps have to be planned properly along with the detailed budget of that particular production. Clear? So some activities which are listed out here, which happens during the production process. Creating the rough layout and interface design. Acquiring or creating music. Either you take music from somewhere or you create your own music. Again, when you're acquiring, you have to go through all the copyright acts and everything. And then only when you have when you are okay to take it, if they are accepting, and you can acquire the music, or you can create your own music. The sounds, the photography, graphics, all the elements which have to be assembled. to create that particular production. Internal reviews and critics. Once you have created everything, see, in the first stage, you have different stages in production. All these things are happening. And then you start your production. In the production, you have come up with a product. That particular product, within your team, you give it for internal reviews. Suppose you 4 or 5 of you have worked on that particular production, on that particular project. And that particular final project can be sent to internal reviews, to the other people who are not involved in it. They will see it, they will review it, they will come up with this suggestion. If I do it, I do the review, I feel, because I have done the project, I have done the production, I feel that it is very good. But when you give it to review to other people, then they tend to understand, then they tend to give you the real-time reviews. Here there is a mistake, you can correct it. Here it is not really impactful, you please change it. They give those reviews. You make a note of all the reviews and do the final changes. That is the last stage. Then the product is tested. After the final revision, and it is followed by the distribution. It is distributed to the consumers. Everybody can view it, see it, whatever. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I will try to complete this chapter because we are running out of time. I don't know if we can do it or not, because we have only 2 days left to finish everything.
Ma'am, you can extend the class, ma'am.
Writing for multimedia. How do you write for multimedia? Choose the text. Choose the text means the right font which suits your background, which is complementing to your background, which is complementing your colors. Choose the text format. Choose the font of the text. Choose the size of the text according to your background and color. So that they can complement each other. Okay, so that they can complement each other. It should not be like the colors dominating the text. Okay, they should be subtle. The text should be coming out. It should be visually representable. At the same time, the color should add to it. It should complement the text. It should not dominate the text. All graphic images and elements, typefaces, headings, and footers should remain constant throughout the project. Throughout your script, all these things should be should be consistent. In one page, you cannot go with 14 size of font. In another, it cannot be 16. So you maintain a consistency. The type of font you are using, the headings ka size, the footer, everything should be consistent throughout your project. One must adapt consistency and coherence in language, design, and presentation. Why do we need to do all these things? So that it is more presentable. Whenever we see it, we feel that yes, they have done a good work. Everything is consistent here. Everything is beauty here. It is very well defined. It looks very good to the human eye as well. And then I tend to read it. Signed documents are intended to be read non-sequential. One must keep this in mind while reading. Several elements like graphics, audio, video contribute in making a final multimedia project. An authoring tool is a software package which developers use to create the package content deliverable to the end users. Okay, authorizing tool is something, it's a software package. When you develop everything, the package content should be deliverable to the end user. The end user should see it, your consumers should see it. So this software package helps the developers to deliver their product to the end user. These tools not only integrate the different components, but also include interactive user control. Okay, the tools, they do not only integrate all the components, the video, text, audio, animated content, all the integration happens here. Apart from this integration, it also includes the interactive user control. Okay. Now integrating. What is integrating? How do the text, graphics, audio, video, image formats get integrated in an multimedia project? Is all about the integration. Okay. Are we running out of time? I have a other class as well. We'll quickly finish off today. I guess the link also expires in another 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll finish this and also the 7th unit. Okay.
7th unit only, ma'am, we are in now.
Sorry, this is 6th, right? 7th and 8th.
Multimedia is 7th, ma'am.
Zero, whatever. Tomorrow we can start. We can finish off World Wide Web as well. Yes, only few things are left out. Integration. How does it happen? We need to explain all these things. It will take another half an hour's time. So I guess the link gets expired.
6th one is networks, ma'am. In networks, sixth lesson is
fine. Done. Chalo then. I'm stopping it here. Tomorrow quickly we will finish it off and then next move on to the next unit. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.